This tutorial is meant for administrators of the VeriPic system who wish to assign software licenses and body cameras to users. We are going to refer to three components of the VeriPic system. Component 1 is the VeriPic Digital Evidence Manager. Component 2 is the VeriPic Locker. Component 3 is the VeriPic Administrator Program. The VeriPic Digital Evidence Manager is the main software that manages all digital evidence and is the center of the system. I will launch it now by double-clicking on its icon. It manages all photos, video, audio files, as well as scanned documents, cell phone memory, and other types of digital evidence. It basically can manage all types of digital evidence. It also allows cases to be managed. Amongst its most useful capabilities is the ability to tell if digital photos have been edited using a digital photo editor. It does this by analyzing the digital photos as it comes into the system to see if the photo has been previously edited prior to it coming into the system. The component is affectionately known as DEM by our customers. DEM is typically used to store all crime scene photos and body-worn camera videos that have gone beyond just initial storage. The VeriPic Locker is the link between DEM and body-worn cameras. I will launch it now by double-clicking on its icon. It is the initial buffer where videos that are downloaded from body-worn cameras go. And on average, 97% of the videos stay here until they are eventually removed automatically because they have reached the end of their retention period. For the 3% of videos that do go on to an active prosecution, they are transferred to DEM for further processing. A typical police department will have locker licenses issued to all sworn officers who need to carry body-worn cameras. This is usually everybody. A subset of the sworn officers, such as detectives and some civilian employees, as well as some non-sworn forensic scientists, will be issued DEM licenses if they handle digital evidence. Typically, about 20% of the police department will have DEM licenses. The third piece of software is the VeriPic Administrator Program. I will launch it now by double-clicking on its icon. This is intended for administrators of the VeriPic system. This is the focus of this instructional video. I will now log in. I just logged in as the administrator. I will click this drop-down menu here. Here is a list of all the users in this system. I will now demonstrate how to edit a user's information by selecting the user George Monroe. I can edit his information by hitting the Edit User button. In order to use body-worn camera, a user must have a badge number. For security reasons, we place the badge number information into the body-worn camera memory for that officer. To edit the additional information for this officer, I will hit the Advanced button. To edit the badge number, I will hit the View Employee Information button. You notice that George already has been assigned badge number 2364, and his employee number also happens to be 2364. It It just happens to be the same in this case, but it doesn't have to be. You can have a different employee number and a different badge number. I will close this window. Now that the employee has a badge number, he is now eligible to use body-worn cameras. In order to be able to download videos from a body-worn camera, this employee also needs a Locker license assigned to him. The Locker license allows him to not only log in and view his own body-worn camera videos, he can also add titles and notes and relevant information about each video. I will now show you how to assign a Locker and other kinds of licenses to George. To assign licenses, I will press the Edit System-Wide Settings button. In this window, I want to press Manage User Licenses in order to manage licenses for this user. VeriPic makes many different kinds of products that all work together as a unified system. This includes, in addition to DEM and Locker, barcode systems for physical evidence, interview room systems for viewing suspect interviews, mugshot systems for booking sections, electronic discovery tools for lawyers, and forensic tools for crime lab personnel. This screen allows the assigning of all of these licenses to different personnel. In order for George to use a body-worn camera, he needs a Locker license assigned. To assign a license, we just click on the license type and hit Assigned. You will notice that George has already been assigned a user license. It says he's not currently logged in. To unassign George from a license, you just hit the Unassign button. But if we wanted to assign a license to George, we would select him from the left-hand list and hit Assign. This list allows you to select multiple users. And this is very useful if you want to assign many licenses at the same time for a large system that has hundreds or thousands of end users. Now that George has a body-worn camera Locker license assigned to him, he is ready to use body-worn cameras. I will close this window. Let's assign a license to George. In order to do that, let me go all the way out to the main window. You will, in order to assign the license to George, you will hit Edit System-Wide Settings and hit Manage Devices. In order for the computer to recognize a body-worn camera, we need to dock it. I will now plug the camera into the dock. Different cameras will make different noises to show that they are docked. There might also be different lights lighting up to show that the camera is properly docked. We have videos on the VeriPic YouTube channel that shows for your camera type what to expect when it's properly docked. Once the camera is docked, we press the Find button to find the device. Notice that the system has identified the device as having serial number 50001, and it says that the docked device is not currently in the system. That means that this particular device has not been assigned to a user in the system. I will go ahead now and try to assign it to George. In order to do that, I will hit the Add button to add a body-worn camera to the system. Notice in this screen, it has identified the camera by having serial number 50001, the make and model of the camera, and the type of camera it is. I have a drop-down list, and it will show me a list of the users eligible to receive a body-worn camera. Once again, as a reminder, in order to be on this list, the user has to have both a badge number assigned to him and has to have a locker license assigned to him. I will go ahead and select George. Now, if this list was extremely long, such as in some of our customers that have several thousand users in the system, you could actually search by badge number by highlighting this box here and typing in a badge number and then hitting the search button in order to identify a particular user. I'm just going to go ahead and hit OK. This box is now telling me that this particular serial number matches the device that used to be in the system but that was previously deleted from the system. Do you want to reassign this to George? This happens when a device was recognized for the system previously but then had been deleted from the system for whatever reason. For example, if the previous officer that had this device had resigned and the camera had not been assigned to somebody else for a while yet. I'm just going to go ahead and hit yes to show that this is now assigned to George. As you can see from the highlighted line, this camera with the serial number has been assigned to George, and here's George's badge number. Before we leave this window, I would like to point out some of the other features of this window. It lists all the cameras in the system that the system knows about currently. If you want to sort by serial number, you just click on the title, and if you click a second time, it toggles between sorting in forward alphabetical and numeric order or reverse alphabetic and numeric order. This is very helpful when there is a large list of devices. Similarly, you could sort by each of the column headers to sort each of the columns by either forward or reverse alphabetical and numeric order. If you look at this list, you know that it is possible for a person to have more than one camera assigned. This can happen if a person, for example, is both on the scuba team and has and when he uses the scuba gear and has to have a waterproof camera, he might be using a GoPro for that purpose. But then when that same officer is on patrol, he or she might actually use an Archangel 3 or some other normal body-worn camera. And thus, it's possible for a person to have more than one camera, and this list reflects that. Another situation that may occur would be, for example, if an officer is using a VIEW camera for day shift, but because the VIEW camera doesn't have infrared, the VIEW LE3 may not have infrared nighttime illumination, then he might choose to use some other camera, such as a Wolfcom or an Archangel 2 or 3, which may have infrared night vision, and so when he's working the night shift, he might choose to use that camera instead. You can also move cameras between officers if a given camera is reassigned from one officer to another. As a security feature, we require that the camera is physically present for you to do this operation. This prevents an unauthorized individual from changing the camera assignments. Having physical custody of the camera is an indication that the person doing the reassignment was authorized to do so. In order to reassign this camera, all I have to do is select it and then hit Edit. And I select a different person who's eligible to receive body-worn cameras. So in this case, I will select Sarah Dempsey. I'll hit OK. And you see that the camera now has been reassigned to Sarah Dempsey, badge number 2368. Please note that some cameras are very strict about security. This varies from camera model to camera model. Some of these cameras will only allow one software operation while the camera is docked, and then stop talking to the computer because of security after the operation is done. This behavior is different and depends on which camera model you're using. If you ever have difficulty having the computer communicate with the camera, the fix is very simple. Just undock and redock the camera one time to get it back into a state where the computer can talk to the camera so that you could do the operation you wanted. This concludes the tutorial on how to assign body-worn cameras to specific users, and how to add body-worn cameras to the system. Please feel free to browse our YouTube channel for other videos on how to use other aspects of the VeriPic system. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us through our website at www.veripic.com. That's www.veripic.com, or Victor Echo Romeo India Papa India Charlie.com. If you need to talk to a live person, please call 888-VeriPic. That's 888-837-4742. If you wish to expand your VeriPic system and get more licenses, there are many ways to do this. You will have the most personal interaction if you talk to your local VeriPic dealer through our dealer network. Another way is to contact us directly to get additional licenses. Or you can get licenses and body-worn cameras through Amazon.com. Thank you.